60 days. That's all it took to go from nobody cares about this to a paid newsletter with real subscribers, real revenue, and real product market fit. And if you think that happened by accident, we need to talk. Most people launch a newsletter like they're throwing a message in a bottle into the ocean, hoping someone finds it and also happens to have their credit card ready. The brutal truth is that 90% of paid newsletters never crack 100 paying subscribers. Not because the writing is bad, but because the creator never figured out what they were actually selling. Here's the catalyst nobody talks about. Product market fit for a newsletter isn't about your content, it's about your promise. Think of it like a vending machine. People don't put money in because they admire the machine. They put money in because they already know exactly what comes out. 6 months ago, the newsletter space looked like a gold rush, with everyone quoting Morning Brew's acquisition and Substack's growth charts like they were treasure maps. Then the hype cooled, open rates dropped industry-wide, and suddenly the conversation shifted from newsletters are the future to, wait, is email dead? The psychological whiplash in this space is real. 1 week, you're reading about a creator hitting $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. The next, you're staring at your own dashboard showing 11 free subscribers, 2 of whom are your parents. But here's what the skeptics miss. The creators who survived the hype cycle weren't the loudest ones. They were the most specific ones. History rhymes embarrassingly well here. Every media format from podcasts to YouTube to newsletters goes through the same hype, crash, and quiet consolidation phase where the serious operators clean up. The irony is that the best time to build a paid newsletter is exactly when everyone else is declaring the format dead. Now let's kill the biggest misconception right now. People do not pay for content. They pay for outcomes, curation, or access. Content is just the delivery vehicle. If your pitch is, I write really good essays, you're not selling a newsletter, you're selling a hobby. The pricing playbook is simpler than you've been told and more psychological than you'd expect. Charging $5 a month feels cheap and signals low value. Charging $10 a month makes people do the annual math. But charging $99 a year creates urgency, anchors on savings, and filters for serious readers all at once. For content structure, the newsletters that hit fit fastest all share one pattern. They solve one specific recurring problem for one specific type of person, delivered on a predictable schedule. We're talking about something like, every Tuesday, I give early stage operators the one framework they need for that week's hardest decision. That's not a newsletter, that's a subscription to clarity. The actionable lesson from the fastest growing paid newsletters is this: launch before you're ready, charge before you're comfortable, and treat your first 50 subscribers like co-founders, not customers. Your early readers will tell you exactly what they're paying for if you actually ask them, and that feedback is worth more than any growth hack. Discipline in this game means resisting the urge to pivot your positioning every time you have a bad week, because consistency of promise is what builds the trust that converts free readers into paid ones. Position size matters too. Don't burn 6 months of energy on a newsletter before you've validated that even 20 people would pay you anything at all. At the end of it all, the newsletter that wins isn't the one with the best writing or the biggest audience. It's the one with the clearest contract between creator and reader about what value gets exchanged every single week. You can be comfortable with any outcome here, because if it works, you have recurring revenue, and if it doesn't, you've learned exactly what your audience actually values. Both are wins. Whether you're ready to build your newsletter, your brand, or your next income stream, we can help you get started in real estate investing, home contracting work, and finding lenders. Check out our links in the description below.